All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for being late. Um, it's my bad. We're a couple minutes late today. It's all right. We forgot something. We're gonna we got we got our Grace here. So we don't have to ride that elevator all the way back down. I totally forgot to do this. So we need to go back to the Frenzy Village because we forgot something. So over here, you can see it on the map. We never went there. There's a mage tower. So we got to go there. We got to open that up. Oh, hiccups. And I totally forgot to do that. It's right there. We never went there. Now, the reason why I forgot this, and a lot of people were probably, if you watch this video, you're like, oi, dickhead, you forgot the thing with the, because you have to get a gesture to get in here, and you don't get that gesture until after you do Thop's quest, and I just totally forgot about it. Now, there should be a troll. There it is. And so we can just run past him, but we're gonna kill him. Because he can drop his sword. So why not? Just kill him. We'll see if he drops his sword or not. No. Lame. Alright, well, we'll just keep going then. So, to get into this tower, you know all those mage heads that we were procuring? And read this message. May erudition light the way. So you know all those mage heads that we were getting? You have to put that on. Got that, okay. So got our glintstone crown. I thought I had more of these. Did I put them away? And then we need the emote. Erudition. And it's open. Okay. Oh yeah. I need to bring up my stream monitor. Man, see what happens when you're running late? You forget everything. Haven't even had coffee yet. All right. Just in case I get any weirdo chats. Mostly it's just been, the random, let me pray for you, and, porn bots. So you want to pick this guy out. before he does his little magic spray. There you go. And just keep going up the top. Let's go. I sent it back down. Oh, it doesn't matter. Because we're going to use the grace. Go ahead and open this. And you know those battle mages that we were fighting? That's their spells. Alright, so now you have their spells. So we'll go back into the underground. And we'll go to the Siofra riverbank. Alright, so now we have to start lighting up these towers. We need to, the only things that we really need to worry about here are those little balls. They shoot out like, it's like machine gun lightning if you get close to them. So just need to watch out for that. But other than that, really, nothing in here is too bad. So head on up from the Grace. Just, you know, circle back around, pick up your cookbook. We're just going to follow this wall here for a bit. Going to swing around to the left. See up there, one, we have some candy, so we're gonna go grab that, and two, we've got another one of these obelisks or towers or whatever to light. Oh. Come on, why am I having such a hard time today? Get it together, buddy. 2 whole people are gonna watch this. Get it together. Let's go. Alright, so we'll just come up here and light this. From there, kind of just the same. We're just going to keep hugging this wall here. We're just going to go in a clockwise circle, basically, around the area. Got your rune item. Finger remedy. Dip in here real quick. Grab your smithing stones. Grab your glovewort. Grab your gold pickled foulfoot. You see what I mean about the machine gun lightning? Alright. We got too close to it. It saw us. I don't know. You can't really tell which way's the front and which way's the back. When you're just, you know, with those little ball things. But if they quote, end quote, see you, they'll shoot out that lightning. So he's over here charging it. I don't know what. So he will drop that hammer if you farm them enough. In case you wanted to look like one of these miniature beast people. You know, they'll drop their armor, they'll drop their weapons. Like that one. I don't know how many that is. I think we're up to 4 now. So be careful with these ones up here. They have bows. They will shoot. If you get close enough, they'll put the bows away. Bring out their jawbone axe. See another obelisk up there. That's where we're going. And there should be, right here, another Ash of War. So we got square off. Jump up these rocks. Got rats. Kill the rats. Got the fur leggings. Oh, we got the Great Horn Hammer. We got his hammer. Nice. Alright, so go ahead and light that. From here, we're just gonna head across this bridge. All right, you see our little golden tree friend up there, so we're gonna head up there first. Pick up our golden seed. And we're gonna jump across here. And for this part, you're gonna want to be on torrent. And you're just gonna jump up the ledge here. You can get off torrent. Walk around the side. In the front here, stone sword key. Drop back down. Up. Jump across. And get back on torrent. And then we're going to head along this path here towards the waterfall. Then we're going to go into this little cave and pick up a rune arc. We're going to go back across the little land bridge here and just head to the left. We're still going in a clockwise pattern around the zone. Oh, we got spotted by one of the archer guys. And you can see just how much damage they do. Right, so he's there shooting at us. Gonna deal with these rats. There's these guys here. Another rat. There's another rat. So many rats. And another rat. Where are they all coming from? God damn. Don't forget that guy is still there. He's still got our number. And there's another one there. They're like Minotaur snipers. Ridiculous at how much damage they do with that bow. Jesus. Finally, take them out. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna come up here. We're gonna grab Clarifying Horn Charm. Before we activate that, just gonna run around the back here. There's just some stray loot down here to grab. Clovewort. So we're definitely gonna need to level up some of our ashes, because we have not been. But up until now, we haven't really needed to use them, but we're going to start needing to use them. So this takes 2 stone sword keys. I'm going to go ahead and use our stone sword keys that we got. That's fine. And we're going to go ahead and ride the elevator up, and then we're going to ride the elevator back down. I know it takes a little while, but we don't want to use the graces, because everything that we've killed so far, you know, that pile of rats, all those archers, like, they'll come back and we'll have to deal with them again, and we don't really want to do that. So for now, we're just going to pass, but we're just going to come up here and grab a grace that we'll need for later. And then we're just going to go right back down. We're going to come out here, we're going to grab our grace. And then we're going to head back down. Okay. So, hold on. Sorry. Now we're back down here. Again, my motto is, you know, no matter what I'm doing, you know, family comes first. So, you know, even if I'm streaming or whatever, my wife, she sends me a message, I'm gonna deal with that. Right, that's... Sorry to say, but this is not that important to me. And you're not all that important to me. Family is important, so we're gonna deal with the family first. Where is that? Got that one. There's one more up here. Right down there. I know that sounds harsh, but that's just the way it is. Okay. So those guys. Like this. We're just gonna follow this road back down. And there's another grace in here. Can't summon Torrent when you're standing right on the grace. Right. So we got this one here, and you can see that there's two of those sparks. So we're just going to trigger the sparks. We're just going to roll away. Once they do their spark thing, they disappear. Then we're going to go ahead and light that. Move our health back. And climb up here to the top. Ah! Climb back up here to the top. Grab your smithing stones. Here. We also got a couple of more of these sniper dudes. Get up there, we have to be on Torrent. Round. Up on Torrent. Okay, so now that's dealt with. That. 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 Got another obelisk up here. And then I think we got one more left. It's in the middle of the lake, but we're gonna go, we're gonna check, make sure. I think it's just one more left. Go. Okay. There's a spirit jump. takes us up there. Drop down, grab some loot. Back. We'll grab that in a second. But for now, we're going to swing around. We're going to go into the middle of the lake. Right there. And then we're going to check and see how many more we need to get. I always miss one. I always forget one. And I got to go look around and try to find it. And it's funny because I know where all these are. But I always just forget one. I'll run past it, I won't see it. Or I'll think I already got it. Alright, so actually when that message pops up, you know you've got them all. So we've got all of them. We don't need to worry about running around and looking for another one. But we are going to go ahead and hit that spirit spring. And we have another boss to get. So kill these guys here real quick. Come on. Outright dickhead. So spirit spring jump. And drop here. Jump up to spirit spring. Go ahead and dismount. Ghost Glovewort. And from here, we're just going to drop to there. Then we're going to drop here. We're going to drop here. And then we're going to drop I think we drop here. Carefully. Alright, then you're just going to walk around the side. Going to drop here. And drop here. Ooh, so far down. All of that for a couple of arrows. So we're gonna go pick up those arrows. But now come back across. Go to the right. Jump up. Jump up. And go to the right. We're going to go back to that fallen pillar. That's towards the middle. Alright, this one right here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump up on that. Oh, grab the Trina Lilies. Especially if you like making sleep stuff, you really want those Trina Lilies. And then go all the way back up to the top here. Grab your Somber Smithing Stone too. And then, you know, we've seen all these, you know, little teleporters around. We want to take this one. And it's going to teleport us up to the top. So from here, we want to go inside here. All the way into the back corner. Pick up your Somber Smithing Stone 5. Then you want to kill this beetle. And you get some more Oracle Bubbles. And now you want to leave, because all these clay dudes are all over your shit. So, go ahead and leave. Then, you want to circle around the back to the left. You want to jump up here. Your Golden Rune 7. Torrent can't fit through that little wedge, so you got to get off Torrent. Come all the way around to the back. Grab your Dragon Moon Grease. Hop back up on Torrent. See, he won't fit through there. Once you're out, just hop back up on Torrent. And up until now, up until this point, we have just been absolutely nuking bosses, right? Our Bloodhound's Fang has just been like destroying everything in like 3 or 4 hits, 2 hits, you know, sometimes even bosses. Like, it's been absolutely ridiculous. Well, that stops now. I'm not saying we're not going to do any damage, but the amount of damage that we have been doing, like, these bosses now are going to start having a lot more health, right? So right here, we have a Dragon Soldier. So he is actually susceptible to Dragon Wound Grease. So we're going to put that on our buff bar. Let's go ahead and summon our skeletons. They're not going to be much use here, but we're going to summon them anyway. They'll give a little bit of a distraction. Buff our Dragon Wound Grease, and now we go into fight. So he's kind of like a troll in the sense that you're kind of going to want to hit his legs. But he's a dragon in the sense that it's going to do a lot of damage. He's like a dragon hybrid. But we got him vulnerable, so we'll come here. And then we'll take him out. But as you can see how much damage we were not doing to him, unlike previous boss fights where we've just been obliterating them. So it's, the bosses are going to start to even out with us now at this point. We got the America's Scar Seal. If you're a mage type and you've been wanting your mage buffs and you haven't been getting them, well, now you got one. At this point though, you really should not be using those the Scar Seals or the Sore Seals. At this point in the game, they're just going to start causing you more harm than good, right? Pick up that Formic Rock. So remember what I said about not using teleporters or graces and stuff. So that still stands, right? So we can actually drop down here, and it's not fatal, right? I mean, it's almost to the point to where we would take some fall damage. Like, it's right there on the line. But we still don't want to deal with anything like returning. Oh, did they all return already? Well, I guess it didn't matter. I guess if we use the teleporter, they all come back. So they're all back. Which is kind of lame. We wanted to avoid that, but... it just makes running through here a little bit more janky if you have to deal with this stuff. That's alright. We're just gonna stay on torrent, and we're just gonna keep going. We want to climb this tower here, and we want to go talk to a merchant. Once you talk to a merchant, the merchant location shows up on your map. So even if you have no interest in buying anything, like we don't have an interest in buying anything right at the moment, you're gonna want to at least have the merchant location on your map. Right, that way you know where all the merchants are. Now, once we hit the end game right before the DLC, there is some post-game cleanup that we're gonna do, and we're going to use the sacred sword to do it. Basically, we're just gonna do the Albinauric farm for like 1,000,000 runes. I think it's 1,000,000 runes. And we're just gonna go around and we're gonna buy all of the leftover cookbooks and rune arcs and stone sword keys, and if you want them, the PvP items, things like that from all the merchants. And we're gonna just go pick that up from all the merchants scattered all around like the base game map. And we're just gonna pick up all the stuff that we want right before we go into the DLC. So that's the plan with the merchants. There are a couple of cookbooks that we're gonna want to get. So there's gonna be one for preserving boluses, I believe. That's the one that helps deal with rot. There's going to be
a customer.
So like he's got a larval tier, he's got cookbooks. What does this one have? Soap, oil pot. So we're gonna want to pick up the oil pot, this one right now, because we're gonna need that for a quest later. But that's the only one.
Till next time.
And so, you know, now that he's on the map, you can see him here. So we can just come back here once we start farming all those runes, and we can pick up the rest of the stuff that he's got, and then we can leave. Now you can kill them and get their bell bearings and turn them into the bell bearing vendor in Round Table Hold. However, their bell bearings do not transfer over to New Game Plus. Right? Some bell bearings do. The smithing bell bearings that we pick up, those go over into New Game Plus. I believe the bell bearing hunter bell bearings, they transfer over into New Game Plus. But all the other merchants and vendors and stuff, they don't. They don't transfer over into New Game Plus. So the only reason why you would kill the merchants is to kill them now, and take their bell bearings back to the bell bearing vendor lady, so you don't have to like travel around and pick up all of the other merchants. But you know, we're not going to be in the habit of killing merchants just for convenience later. I actually kind of feel bad for the merchants. We're going to get to a spot in the game, if you haven't beat this game before, I don't want to spoil it for you, but we're going to get to a spot in the game that's full of all of those merchants that are dead. And the ones that you see out on the map are kind of like the last ones alive. And I don't feel like committing genocide, so we just leave him. Okay. Now that the narration's over, we're gonna go ahead and go into the ancestral spirit boss. So we're gonna go inside. And then before we walk through said boss door, we're going to buff. So get the blood flame blade. Oh, we didn't, okay, that's fine. We got no potion then. Let's go ahead and take that. Because we didn't rest at a grace. We're just going for it. We should be fine. So the ancestral spirit here is going to do a couple of things. It's going to shoot out blue flames, right? That's not really a big problem to deal with. It does some damage, but not too much. It's going to do that ground slam. And at some point, when it gets down to about half health, so there's the flame. Once it gets down to about half health or so, it's going to start like doing AoE flame around all of the the little critters in here, and it's gonna start regenerating health. Alright, so that's something that we're gonna want to watch out for. The mechanics of this boss not complicated. Oh, there's a bit of a charge attack there, but it's highly mobile. And you can see what I mean by, you know, when I said the days of us two-shotting bosses are over. Right? Okay, so now we're done. We're completely done with the Siofer River. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head back up to the topside map. Now we're going to start tackling Caelid. And Caelid is an interesting zone in the fact that we are going to get our shit just absolutely pushed in. Okay. I'm going to head to the Bestial Sanctum. Now, I can't remember if we fought this guy yet or not. Okay, but we got some runes. We're going to spend our runes. Now, I think we did. But we don't have to kill him. Right? We don't have to kill him. We just have to hit him a couple of times. And then he'll beg us to stop. And then he'll go and talk to us. But we got a death root to give him. So we're going to go ahead and give him the death root. Oh, do we not have a death root? Did I give him that already? Did we not do this one yet? I'm positive we did the Black Knife Catacombs. Did I already give him the death root? Okay, maybe I already gave him the death root. That's why. Okay. That's fine. We still need to be here anyway. So... still not dealing with this guy yet. Just run away. Hey. Hey. I said no. So the level difference between lower Caelid and upper Caelid, as far as like mob and boss difficulty, is absolutely insane. So from the Grace here, just gonna head west. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this while I'm here. So these are for if you want to do co-op, if you want to like help people with bosses and stuff. You can send out your summoning sign, and it'll go out to all the summoning pools that you have active. And you can help people with bosses. They'll see your summoning sign there, and they can summon you. And so we're just going to come into like this little rune area here. We're going to kill this guy. You see, even the beetles are taking a while to take out. So we got our Somber Smithing Stone 9. Alright, from here, we're just going to go to Lenny's Rise. Alright. Pull my nose a little bit. So from Lenny's Rise, remember this is where we do the ball farm. What are my runes at? We might do a ball farm if I'm like right at leveling up. Oh no, we got enough. We got 25 strength and 25 dex back. So you know we're good. We're still doing what I would consider to be acceptable damage. So you remember the ball farm here. Ball's going to spawn behind us. We just want to get out of the way. And there's going to be a second ball that's going to spawn up behind us right around this corner. And there's only 2 balls that spawn, so we don't have to worry about a third ball. You know, pop up here. Let it disappear. Off you go. So we are going to come back and do this content here. But for now, what we're doing is we're just going and we're grabbing a couple of graces along this road. And we're grabbing our map. We got to get our map fragment. So that's what we're doing. Now this next area is going to be filled with dragons. Now a good portion of these dragons are going to go away once we kill the dragon boss. So we're not going to fight all of the dragons. Just gonna bypass the dragons. If you want to farm dragon hearts after you kill the dragon boss, the dragons that are left will drop dragon hearts. They're just standard dragons, right? We fought dragons before. I wouldn't expect anything, to be different from these fights than your normal dragon fight. I've never came here and farmed these dragons. Because, once you kill them, they don't come back, number one. So you can't farm them. But, I've never been lacking for dragon hearts, so I've never needed to come and kill them. So, I don't find it necessary. Grab this grace. Just go ahead and rest and drop any aggro if we have any. And then we're just going to head up this road here, up to this shack, and we're going to pick up an item. This guy has an item that's going to be very important for us. And, you know, there's also a grace up here, so... we want to run past all these dogs. And we're going to want to rest the grace to drop our aggro. Okay. Go ahead and talk to homie here. And we want to pick up this, the beast repellent torch. So we got to get, what is that? Got 1,200, so we need another 600.
Have a safe journey.
So we'll use a 200 and a 400. 200, a 400.
Anything else?
We're gonna grab that.
Have
Okay.
a safe journey.
So there's also an Ash of War we can pick up here. Okay, Sky Shot. So from the shack, we'll just kind of head west. And then there you'll find your beetle. Okay, so now that we got that, we are going to work on mostly what I would call like southern Caelid and then the Swamp of Aeonia area here, and not northern Caelid. Yeah, northern Caelid gets a bit rough. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to teleport to the Smoldering Church. And we're going to make it daytime. Now, remember when we came to the Smoldering Church in like episode 3 or episode 4, and I was like, you're going to come in this side and then you're going to go out that side, you're not going to go out the front. Well, now we're going to go out the front, and we're going to get invaded by a repeat invader. So she's going to have multiple appearances here. But by this stage in the game, we should be able to take her out without any problems. As you can see, one weapon art, and she's down. Okay. Just pop up on Torrent. We're just going to go for a leisurely ride. So we've already got that grace. We've already got the loot that was here in this village. So we're going to head back to the carriage where we got the great sword for those of you who are absolutely positively determined to play a strength build. And in the road here, there's this. So we want to go ahead and kill this. We're going to get tossed around by the dogs a little bit. We're going to get back up on Torrent. Go ahead and run away. I'm going to show you why we picked this up. Alright, so from here, you and get off Torrent. So now these dogs, while we have this torch out, these dogs, they're not gonna fuck with us. Oh, they shouldn't. That guy is insisting on fucking with us. Okay, you wanna play around? We'll play around. It's because he took damage. We didn't actually hit him, but he took damage from us. We didn't, actually hit him, but he took damage from us. If you're wielding this and then you hit something, eventually they're not gonna care that you have this out. They're just gonna go for you. So as you can see, that dog there, he's chill now. He's not gonna play with us. Those dogs over there, they're chill. They're not gonna play with us. The only thing that this doesn't work on is these big birds. We're gonna go ahead and fight one of these big birds. Just to show you the bird fight. At this point, we do enough damage that we can take out these birds. Now, in the Lord of Blood area, these birds, they actually get smart, right? They will make the sound of being stunned and made vulnerable. They'll make that sound, and they'll like stagger around to try to make you think that they're vulnerable. And that's actually a trap, right? They're not actually vulnerable. So, whoever did the programming, that's funny. That's funny. Alright. Actually, we didn't come here and grab this. We never got this. Oh yeah, we did. It's empty. The chest was closed. Confused me. So either way, we're just gonna head over here to this grace. Then we're gonna go ahead and rest the grace. Alright, we don't need the beast torch for now. So there's a couple of pieces of stray loot in here. We can run and grab those real quick. This place is full of like flaming, exploding corpses. So we're not gonna, hang around here for too long. It also has those. There's two of those. So we kind of want to avoid them. There's the flaming corpses. So that's basically all the loot. And there is a hidden doorway to the cellar boss. It's right here. We're gonna go down these stairs. And we're gonna go into this boss. Now this, I believe this is 2 mad pumpkin heads. We're gonna go ahead and summon our dudes. Use our potion. Gonna immediately pop our shield, but that's okay. We got the health regen. So the Mad Pumpkin heads are down. Go ahead and open up this door. And we're gonna grab our Visage Shield. This shield is cool. If you have the stats for it. Like, we don't have the stats for it, but if you have the stats for it, you can actually let's see. Let's see if we can get it to. So, if you have the stats for it, it shoots out fire while also draining your MP. So, pretty cool. You need 44 strength. So my strength boys, again, if you absolutely must play a strength build, you know, strength or die, motherfucker. Like, if you're that guy, well, there's your shield. Okay. So we're just gonna head back up to the Grace, the Callum Ruins Grace, and then we're gonna take a bit of a break. We've been streaming for just slightly over an hour. I did start a couple minutes late, but at this time it's been about an hour. So we're just gonna get up, stretch, refresh our drinks, use the restroom, stuff like that, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. All right. Now, from here, we're just going to head kind of west. We're going to come back to these ruins, but for now, we're just going to ignore the bird. We're going to head up here to these sort of coffins. We're going to pick up our couple of rune items. And then hi, buddy. Oh, that was unnecessary. All right, we're gonna head in here. And turn on our lantern. Gale Tunnel. Okay, there's no elevator down. So we gotta roll off the side. Grab our somber smithing stone. Alright, this one, it's too far to hit with a roll, so we gotta jump. And now we can roll. Now that we're down here, we can grab our grace. Rest its grace. Alright, and so from this little octopus guy here, we're gonna go ahead and follow that path. We're gonna come down here first. The big one's down. Charged heavy. Vulnerable. Crit. And it's down. Grab all your silver fireflies. Smithing stones. Number 4. Cross Naginata. So if you're playing Dex and you want a pole arm, there you go. Or if you're playing a samurai and you want a pole arm and you want to stick to the samurai theme. So there's the pole arm now. Alright, now we want to go for this guy here. Probably soft in their goofy targeting. That's all good. We already basically killed everything before he got his horn off, so you know. Whatever. It didn't bother us none. Now we got a couple of gold pickle foulfoot. We're not gonna use those yet. We're gonna wait. And we're about to go, I think, after this dungeon here, we're gonna go get our gold scarab. And then we're gonna go get a whole grip of ruins. I mean, like, we are gonna get the ruin deposit of a lifetime. After we get that, we're gonna come in here, grab our grace, go talk to Alexander.
Oh, the esteemed. This was supposed. What's going on? Well, gosh. Yeah, the festival doesn't. Yeah, to the festival doesn't.
One more time. All right, we're done with them. Good. Let's go ahead and rest. We got one more here. Go ahead and rest. And then I'm gonna fight the boss. Up. Now, if you're a mage, you're gonna get your melee weapon here. Come on. Another magma worm fight. Got him vulnerable. Ah, missed it. He's almost dead, or we'd use that dragon wound grease. Okay, so he's done now. And we got the moon veil. So if you are a mage and you've been holding out on upgrading weapons until you get moon veil, now you got moon veil. So from the Gale Tunnel, let's see. Go back here. He's still here.
It's time I to the festival.
Doesn't the
Yeah. So from the Gale Tunnel, we're gonna come up to the Calum Ruins. And from the Calum Ruins, we're gonna head a bit south. We already did the Calum Ruins, so we're not gonna worry too much about that. We're just gonna run on through. But we're gonna head kind of mostly south. And on the other side of the Calum Ruins, you can see this flaming wall here. Just past the flaming wall, there's going to be a grace. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that grace. From here, there's a couple of things to do along this wall, but we're just gonna head east. And we're gonna come past all these dogs, and you see this abductor virgin here. You're in the right spot. We're just gonna drop down onto this branch here. Follow the branch along. And then we're just gonna pop over and pop off. Now, this dungeon here sucks. Sucks so hard. We're probably gonna die a lot in here. So before we do this dungeon, we want to spend our runes. And we want to spend like as many of them as possible. We need 1900 more runes to level up. So what's that? 16 would be 18. We need to use one of these 2000 runes. And we want to level up. Okay. Now we've only got 28 runes. And so all this down here, this is all rot. And so we're gonna get a bunch of rot buildup. Want that. Let's see here. Got flame cleanse me. Okay, good. Only problem is if we die, we lose our rune. So do we have? We've got 6 preserving boluses. So we're gonna grab those. And we've only got 1. So we're going to use this dappled cured meat. Right, and that'll help us start. And see how we're moving so slow? We want to back jump. Right, see, we're built up with Scarlet Rot. Scarlet Rot ticks real fast. much faster than poison. We're gonna go for that loot back there. We're just gonna back jump. And we're just gonna take our time here. And we're gonna let that rot sort of work its way off. And then we're just gonna back jump again. Back out. Okay. And more back jumping. We want to go for that loot there. Back jump, back jump, back jump, back jump. This up. And you can see why I said we don't want to be using the Scar Seals or the Sore Seals anymore, right? Because now we're taking a lot more status effect damage. And we don't want to deal with that. We want that build up to be as slow as possible. And right now it's still real fast. Alright, so we're gonna come down here. We'll do our back jumps. Okay. We'll jump up here. We're gonna grab this. Our Venomous Fang. We're gonna build us up with Scarlet Rot. Just move through that as fast as we can. And this guy's gonna build us up with Poison. There's one more. Okay. Once we're done, we don't need to play with them anymore. But now we have the boss. Now this boss here is a real pain. We have to fight 2 Clean Rot Knights, as if fighting 1 wasn't enough before. Now we have to fight 2. We'll go ahead and buff here. Got that. We're gonna need to use this. Only got a couple of health potions. It's alright. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in. We're gonna summon our skeletons. So the second one doesn't spawn in right away. But he does spawn in. If we can get this guy down fast enough, then we don't have to deal with both of them for too long. Alright, so there we go. One's down. Now we just got the second one. Okay. And now he's dead. And then we got our Golden Scarab. So the Golden Scarab increases your rune generation by I think it's 10%. So we're gonna get 10% more runes when we have that equipped. And the golden pickled fowl foot, I believe, is another 10%. Let me double check these numbers here. Let's see if it'll tell us. It just says boost rune acquisition for a time. Let's see, what does this say? Increase rune attained by defeating enemies. Let me check Google for you. I don't want to give you incorrect information. It's a non-insignificant amount of runes, though. Let's see, Elden Ring. Arrow. Okay. Okay, so the golden scarab increases rune generation by 20%. And the golden pickled foot. And so these bonuses stack. Let's see. So that's 30%. So if you're using both the foul foot and the scarab, you're getting 50% more runes, right? So they stack. They're additive. So you add them both together on top of your rune generation. So we're gonna go get a whole pile of runes right now, and we're gonna go smack probably the dragon with the most health. We're just gonna go smack it till it dies. And lucky for us, it doesn't fight back. And we're going to equip the golden scarab, but right before it dies, we're going to equip we're going to use a golden pickled fowl foot. Right. The effect of the fowl foot, it doesn't last for too long. So we're just going to use it right before he dies, and then that'll give us our bonus runes. And without the golden scarab or the foul foot, like, he'll just give us 70,000 runes, I believe it is. I think it's 70,000 runes just for killing him, just without that. But with, it's like 100, or maybe just over 100. So it's a good amount. It's not insignificant, that's for sure. Alright, so I'm gonna switch that out for this. And to sort of make this go faster, we're going to use our dragon wound grease. Because otherwise, this is still going to take a long time. But if we don't use a dragon wound grease, it's just going to take longer. Like, you can already tell how much damage we're just not doing to it. Eventually we're going to get a bleed proc. There we go. We're going to do almost 14,000 damage. So, you know, a few bleed procs, and this will be over. Now there are, he is calling other dragons, the other dragons in the area, to come help him. But lucky for us, they're kind of retarded, and so their pathing is just, they're just stuck on the other side of him. They can't get through. And once he dies, most of those dragons are gonna die, and we won't have to deal with them. And those dragons don't drop runes. and they don't drop hearts. Right, so if you killed a dragon, you didn't get anything for it. That's because it's attached to this dragon here, and you have to kill this one. Now, if you can find all of those dragons that drop nothing and you kill them, this dragon disappears. And I don't think you get anything for that. So, you know, if you didn't fight this dragon here, and you fought a bunch of dragons that drop nothing, and this dragon's not here anymore and you're wondering why, well, that's why. Because you made a boo-boo. Alright, we got another blood proc. It would be nice if we were getting rune generation from, like, so at certain times, certain weathers, you'll see, like, golden flecks in the sky, like golden rain. That means you're getting a boost to rune generation. That's what that is. So, you know, if we were smart, we would have just kept resting at the Grace until we had the rune generation effect from the weather, and then stack that with our golden scarab, and then stack that with our foul foot. Let's go ahead and put the foul foot on our inventory. We're going to want to use that now, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it now. He's low enough that we'll be able to kill him before this wears off. We're not going to bother using another dragon grease. He's almost dead. Couple more swings. And he's done. There we go. And then watch our runes tick up. We got 78,000 runes. Okay. We're going to go back to our Grace here. We're going to go inside here. This place here is going to probably be the hardest fort that we've ever done. So go ahead, level there, level there, level there, there. We're doing pretty good on our levels. Alright, we want to put our Dragon Crest Talisman back. So this place is not going to be very fun to deal with. We're going for that there. You see the glowing piece of yellow candy? That's on the other side of the wall. That's what we're going for. Now, there is a ton, and I mean a ton, of bats in here. And not just bats, but these sirens that build up poison, right? So we kind of want to not deal with that. And they have a lot of hit points. But, you know, there's two ways to deal with this. Slowly and methodically. The way we're doing it. Or you can just ignore everything and run. Alright. At this point for us, ignoring everything and running is unnecessary because we can fight them. Right? We take our time and we don't take any unnecessary risks. You know, get sucked up by too much poison buildup. Right? We can fight them. We have all of the tools at our disposal, to do enough damage. What we're looking for here is to just not get overwhelmed, right? That was the goal of taking it slow. We didn't want to get overwhelmed. There's a lot of bats in here, and there's, you know, 3 of those sirens, and they have a lot of hit points. So, you know, the bats, not so much, but the sirens, dealing with all 3 of them, or 4 of them, all at once, it's going to be an instant poison buildup, and then you've got, you know, the 3 of them doing damage to you, you got the group of bats doing damage to you. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster, right? And you can avoid that by pulling them out and picking them off one by one. It just takes a little bit longer. So we got our other Dectus medallion, right? That'll allow us to get into the Altus Plateau. But we already have 2 other ways into the Altus Plateau, so at this point that's a bit redundant. But we've got it anyway. Go ahead and drop down here. And now we're going to the far side of the gallows here. And there's going to be another drop down. And we're going to take that drop down. Alright. They didn't spawn in, but there's supposed to be ghosts here. But they didn't spawn in. There's an ambush here from a rat. And take him out. So those ghosts not spawning in just made this run quite a bit easier. So from here, just going to jump over. There's going to be another rat ambush here on the side. There's a small rat and a big rat. Small rat wants to come play first. We're perfectly fine with that. Big rat's going to come back around. That's okay. Big rat here, he's got more hit points than the big rats we've dealt with before. But, you know, we got him. Welcome to Caelid, where the rats take a lot longer to kill, I suppose. Go ahead and slide down. And you got the Radagon Source Seal. Another legendary talisman. And instead of just trying to climb our way back out, we're just going to go ahead and teleport. And we're going to teleport to the Celia Crystal Tunnel. All right, we're going to do that now. So the Celia Crystal Tunnel, if you don't remember, this is where the trap chest in Limgrave takes you. All right, so we've been here. We want this. And we also want to sort out our chest. I think we should probably... You know, we got a bunch of upgrade mats from a couple of these dungeons. So I think we want to go work on our upgrades. I think we want to go work on our upgrades. So we're going to go to round table hold. There we go. And let's work on upgrading not just our weapons, but our spirit ashes. We haven't been upgrading our spirit ashes. I've just been saving runes for levels and blitzing our levels, but we're doing okay on the levels now. I think we can spend some runes on our spirit ashes. Okay, so we're gonna take them to +4 now.
I feel like I'm really I can see, I can understand. Master Hughes once again.
Okay, and we got our curtsy.
Well, I took you no matter lay out your arm. The girl as ever, 'tis good to see an imprisoned time, Afghans.
Alright, so we are So let's do this one first because we're gonna be using this. That one. Okay. All right. Now we'll go back to the Celia Crystal Tunnel. Okay. Go ahead and climb back up this ladder here. This looks like it's going to be a fake wall. It's not. We got the pests to deal with. They're the ones that are shooting those, it's called pest threads. And if you were here before and you're trying to get out and they were just absolutely wrecking you, and now they're, you know, they're doing a bit of damage, but like not immediately fatal like it was, you can see just how far that we've come. Let's go ahead and head up the way here. Grab our rune arc. And now here, we want to jump onto this cabin here. Jump across here. We're going to get that loot in a minute. Just jump over and just keep going. Go ahead and climb up here. pick up our Somber 4. And now we're back in the main room here. Got more pest threats to deal with. Got Rock Blaster. Got more smithing stones. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to Round Table Hold after here. We're going to get a somber bell bearing from the boss. So we're going to want to turn that in anyway. And we're going to check our upgrades for our weapons again. I'll pick up this sombering stone here. Again, looks like a fake wall. Not. You want to kick this ladder down? And at this ledge here, where are we? So this ledge here, right? You just walk off the ledge. Gonna land on that beam. And now you can get your Cuckoo Glintstone. We just go back around. Inside here. We miss a guy? We missed a guy. Him out. Grab that loot. And we drop down our shortcut, so we just take our shortcut back up. And from there, back around in here. Come here, buddy. I want to be friends. Clear this out. 4. Faithful Canvas Talisman for you faith people out there. Alright. So now here, we go ahead. We're going to open this. We're going to fight the boss. It's going to be a giant scorpion bull thing. What are these, like fallen star beasts? Summon our ashes. Buff up. So he fights like you would expect a bull to fight. He runs around and he charges a lot. But he also has that giant scorpion's tail that he'll whip with. And, you know, he'll fling rocks. He'll use gravity magic. And it's basically going to kill our skeletons, like, without any trouble. And this should be the first boss here that is going to really give us a hard time. And it's not impossible for us to beat. Come on. It's just that this is the first boss that doesn't just fall over in 2 hits. Right. Come on. Let me hit you. If you don't let me hit you, I can't beat you. Alright, so Falling Star Beast down. Get a Somber Smithing Stone 6, Smithing Stone 7. And a Somber Stone Miner's Bell Bearing. Okay. So now, we're going to go back to Round Table Hold. And we're going to give our Bell Bearing to the lady. Offer Bell Bearing. And so that's going to give us an infinite number of Sombering 1 and 2s that we can buy from her. Let's go back and let's check our upgrades.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
Alright, so we can get one of these up to +8. So we're just going to hold off on that for now. Actually, we're going to want this. We're going to want this to 9. We're going to hold off on getting it higher than 9. Big investment there. Okay, grab this back. Then we should have just enough to get ourselves another level. Alright. 28. We're doing pretty good on that. We got our vigor to 40, so that's good for now. We're going to want this to go up to 60. But for the time being, it's good where it is. Once we finish up Caelid, this is just, we're going to start pumping into vigor. So here's my rule of thumb for where our vigor should be. Here, you get your vigor to 20. Here, you get your vigor to 40. Here, your vigor is at 40. After that, Mount Gelmer, the Altus Plateau, yeah, Gelmer, the Altus Plateau. Once you're in those areas, you're going to start pumping your vigor to 60. And then you can stop pumping once you get to 60. Right, after you get your vigor to 60, we're not really getting anything for it. I mean, eventually, like, if you're just going to go straight up to 713, you know, there's... It's a lot harder than you think, not just, you know, getting the runes, but... getting your damage stats, right? You always forget about the damage stats. But we want, you know, you'd want to level those. But for right now, we're not going to worry about any of that because it doesn't apply to us. We're going to go ahead and go to the Smoldering Wall. And there's going to be a couple of things that we're going to do. Actually, no. We want to go to Rot View Balcony. I said we were going to go back to those ruins with the birds. That's what we're going to do now. Drop down. These ruins are here. So we're going to have to deal with a couple of birds. That loot there is a trap. So going for that loot, we'll drop down this bird. Okay. But grab your smithing stone. Grab the Trina lilies. We got a fog door here. Alright. We got a couple of these. So we're going to use the stone sword key on the fog door. The Sword of Saint Trina. So the sword, anything that is Saint Trina related is going to do sleep. All right, so that sword, as you hit stuff with it, it's going to build up sleep. See, let's see if I can find something build up sleep on to show you. Ah, here we go. Here's a bird. Come here, bird. So if we would have come in the front end here, you'd just drop on us. See, now he's asleep. The only thing is, even though he's asleep, like once we hit him again, he's gonna wake up. Alright, so they don't stay asleep. But if you put him to sleep, they enter a vulnerable state. And they'll stay asleep for a little bit. If you're looking for like a PvP weapon, Like it would be that, or like sleep arrows. Players more than creatures are susceptible to sleep. And also, here's the thing. Most players aren't used to dealing with status effects like sleep, right? So sleep, really good in the PvP. If you want a PvP, I would suggest using sleep arrows, or if you're like a strength, dex, faith build, the Sword of Saint Trina's good. Or just that birds are just following us. That's unfortunate, because we don't want to deal with them right now. Okay, it looks like they've gone. We're gonna come up here. There's gonna be a knight, and he's gonna be shooting arrows at us from up top here. So we are gonna clear this stuff down, but we just want to deal with that guy first. It's just gonna make our lives that much easier, not having to deal with this guy. Well, that didn't work. That's not a fatal fall. So he's still alive down there. Okay, come on. I've had about enough of you. Had about enough of all of you. But like the Cuckoo Knights and the Rhylucaria soldiers throw magic bombs, these guys throw fire bombs at you. And there's some stuff down here in this field. We definitely want to go get it. You can see the footprints. So you know that there's an invisible scarab over there. So we definitely want to go deal with the invisible scarab. We want our grace. But it's about break time. It's about time for another break. We're gonna go hit this scarab. And then there's one more scarab here that we're gonna get, and then we're gonna take our break. Let's wait for him to come back around this way. Oh, he comes this way. Okay. Path here is a little bit weird, to say the least. Ah. Damn it. Oh, no. Bad dog. Really bad dog. Bad dog. So we got 3 dogs. They're about to jump us the second we put this away. Alright, so we've finally got our Ashivore. There's 1 dog there. There's 1 dog there. I guess it's only 2 dogs. But that's a problem. Because we're gonna need our bow. Yo. Okay. So there's this beetle here. I'm gonna shoot that beetle. Alright, Somber Smithing Stone 4. Now, here's the conundrum, right? We've already cleared out these soldiers. Alright, so if I go Rest of the Grace to drop the dog aggro, the soldiers will come back. Are the dogs still following me? I don't think the dogs are following me now. I think we're good. Alright, so we're good. Now you hear that? That's a red scarab. That's for our healing potions. Right up the hill here. We do want to take our break, but I kind of want to get us into a place where we're not going to be mauled by dogs when we do get up, use the restroom and to refresh our drink. So deal with this for a second. Gonna go around the side there. Gonna drop onto this branch. Take this branch to the side. Kill that guy. Now down here, there's an item there and an item there. This is an incantation that we want, and that's just trash loot. But you got these guys here. And these guys here are a real pain to deal with. You can drop on them. He killed his friend for us. So that's helpful. But now we got to deal with all of these corpses that are going to come up and that just, you know, are going to be exploding. So we don't want to deal with that. We got what we wanted. We got the, what is it, flame grant me strength. We got that. That's what we wanted. We can run and go back up the tower. We don't want to deal with all the exploding corpses. We don't want to deal with the flaming chariot thing. That's not on our to-do list. So gonna go ahead, head back around the side, drop down again, come up here, climb up the ladder. So now we're in Fort Gale. You don't want to fall off here. You're gonna have to fight that guy. We're gonna have to fight him anyway. But we want to grab this stuff here first before we do that. Alright, and then we're gonna head up the side here. Got these two guys to deal with, and now we've got the knight that's come out. So we're just gonna use our weapon art. Okay. Open the chest. Goes Star Scourge heirloom. Climb the ladder. And then you got this teleporter here. Now that teleporter, that will take us to Castle Redmate. But we don't need to do that yet. Okay, so from here, we'll just go ahead, take a few minute break, use the restroom, refresh our drink, that sort of thing, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. We're back. Hope you had a good break. Here. So if you wanted to know if it was worth jumping from there over to there, no. But if you fall down, you take that ladder back up and then you jump over to there. But here, we're going to jump from here over to here. Come down here. Grab that loot. We wouldn't be able to survive without our mushroom. And pull this lever. That opens the gate downstairs. Then you want to go ahead and drop here. And then go inside. Inside here. We've got our guitar. Now we got to kill that. And you can tell he's already on one. Okay. And then we get Lion's Claw. Grab our rune arc. And that's everything here. We don't need to hang around here. We can just go back to Smoldering Wall. Alright. Now from Smoldering Wall, in our main hand, we want to ride around with our Beast Repellent Torch. Because we're going to go pick up some loot. And there's a lot of dogs, and so we want to just avoid the dogs. Once you get to this big rock here, just hop over the wall, make a left. So that loot there, you want to leave alone. It's just a bone. But the dogs like the bone. And if you mess with the bone, they'll come after you. Right now they're just following us, leaving us alone. They're not attacking us. If we take their bone, however, they will come after us. So we don't want to take the bone. Okay. Got all those. And now that all the dogs are away, we'll grab the bone. And we'll just head back to the Smoldering Wall. And rest at our grace. We want to make it daytime. Gonna hop back up on Torrent. You can see that little fire out over there. That's a merchant. We're gonna go there in a minute. Before that, there's a beetle out here. We want to kill this beetle. Get Lifesteal Fist. Get our grace. Now we'll go talk to the merchant. Again, even if you don't buy anything from the merchant, you want to talk to the merchant because it will display the merchant on your map. And then you can check your map and come back later.
Please, I'm hungry.
Got some preserving boluses. Aeonian butterflies. Nothing that we particularly want right now. And take that off. Okay, so we got some ruins here on the left. And we got a dungeon here on the right. Now, we get into that dungeon. I believe it requires some stone sword. Got one. Go see if we can get in. Nope, we need one more stone sword key. Alright, let me go see where we can find one. Now, so far we've picked up every single stone sword key that wasn't for sale. Right, there's quite a few vendors that have stone sword keys that we could buy, but I don't want to buy if I don't have to. So let's go and see where we can get some stone sword keys. Okay. See here. Okay. All right, I know where we can get one. Okay. Let's go grab it. All the way back here. Okay. We want to go down the hill. So this takes us to another underground area. We're going to ignore that for now. For now, we just want to run straight back. And we want to pick up stone sword key. So you got a rune bear here, plus this dude. We're just gonna leave that alone. So we're gonna take the Ansel River well down. And we're just gonna grab the Grace. And then we're gonna teleport back to Caelid. And we're gonna come back here a little bit later. Basically, we do this after we do Caelid. Now, back up top. Back to Caelid. Straight from Caelid Highway north. All right, from here, we just want to head back west. Here. Use both those stone sword keys. Alright, perfect. Now we go inside. On our lantern. So did we do Carrion Manor? And everything's just sort of blending together, Jesus. Yes, we did. Okay. Good. Okay, grab our rune arc, our summoning pool, and at the very start here, there's really nothing to do, right? We're gonna kill a couple of rats, but largely, there's nothing for us to do because all of the cells are closed. So this is a jail, basically. And so all the cells here are closed. can't even get through the door. We have to go a different way. Oh. I should probably show that a little bit better. When you're down here in this room, you turn around, the first gate on the left is open, and you're just going to follow that. Floor is going to break. You drop down. And as you can see, everything here is broken. Now these are the exploding corpses. They won't actually aggro until the cage door is open. Alright, so there's really nothing that we can do. There's where we open the cage door. Right up there. So to get up there, head down this way. Have to drop down again. And you can come down here a little bit. Take out these vulgar militia guys. You can head down this way a little bit. Everything's closed. But, you know, there is a vulgar militia that you can fight down here. And you can actually just skip all the cells altogether. If I remember right. No, you can't. There's one cell that you have to get into that leads to the very end of the dungeon. But you can kill all the rats. Then you've gone basically around to the back side of the little fort. Got another somber 5. And right now our Bloodhound Fang is +6. Okay. So now all the gates are open. Right? And so some of these cells here, they actually have loot. We're gonna go clear out these cells. You gotta be careful, because these guys will run at you and explode. Got the pillory shield. And then that is the way back up to the top. We don't need to go that way. There's nothing up there. That's just a cave. This is where we fall down. This guy. You can open that, but we don't need to. There's nothing else that we need in there. But if you absolutely positively must open it, here, buddy. But he also got his friend. Davis. That all seems a bit unnecessary, doesn't it? Got the Wakizashi, gold rune, another stone sword key, so we're back up to 1. Now, if you're playing a dex build and you're sticking with like the samurai theme, you can use the Wakizashi in your offhand. And it'll share your moveset with your katana. Also, you can use... we get this much later. You can use an Ash of War on it called Seppuku. And if you're using that and the Lord of Blood's Talisman, whenever you use that Ash of War on yourself, you'll proc the Lords of Blood Talisman. And you'll get an attack power bonus. But you're going to be stabbing yourself, and that does damage to you. Personally, I would avoid it. You can use other trinkets that are not detrimental to your own personal health. What is it? The prosthetic that you get from Millicent. The Rotten Wing Talisman. The Wing Talisman. You know, there's a couple of talismans that'll give you bonuses to successive attacks that are just as good as the Lord of Blood's Talisman, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to damage. So you don't really need that. But if you absolutely, positively must be able to stab yourself to get a damage boost, we'll show you where to get Seppuku later. It is much later in the game. Now, to go further, alright, everything here is a dead end. There's no secret walls. They look like they're secret walls, but, you know, they're not. You hit them, don't do anything. Alright. Nothing there. It's here. Alright, right here. Get your little cave. You're just going to drop down the ledge. Drop down the ledge. Drop down here. Now, when you drop down this final hole here, you're going to be in a fight. It's a boss down there. So go ahead, buff up. And so then when you drop down in the boss fight, come in your ashes. Okay. Frenzied Duelist, he's down. Get your Putrid Corpse ashes. We're not done here yet. So we're going to go outside. And we're going to pick up Regalia of, is it Eochade? I don't know how to pronounce that. The sword I've never used. The glowstone. And now we're done. We can go ahead and teleport back to Astray from Caelid Highway North. From here, just go back up to the road. Don't need to travel off the road. Stick to the road. And we've got this set of ruins up here on the right. We're going to go there next. Now there's a bunch of these pests in the ruins. And so we're going to deal with them next. It's the Caelid Waypoint Ruins. There's a pest here. There's 3 pests there. There's 1 pest walking around. There's a bunch of pests. There's also these dogs. These dogs do rot. And those dogs, the rot dogs, they actually attack faster than the regular dogs. And they do a multi-bite. They'll bite 3 times at once. And that will apply rot like immediately. And kill you. So you want to watch out for these dogs. Like, they're no joke. They're probably one of the most dangerous basic enemy that we're gonna fight, especially in this area, because we're also not only are we having to deal with the rot dogs, but we've got the mushroom people shooting poison. We have to deal with rot and poison now at the same time. But you also have to deal with the pests shooting their pest threads at you. Like, you can easily get overwhelmed in this area. And no amount of +6 Bloodhound's Fang will save you at that point. So, you know, up until now, Bloodhound's Fang has kind of been our insurance against our own mistakes. But the training wheels are off now. We're in Caelid. This is where the game starts, right? I know we've been, like, actually playing the game for the last almost 30 hours now, but we've kind of been on easy mode, right? Training wheels are off now. Like, our damage is still good. Like, we're still doing good damage, right? It's not the fact that we're not going to be able to do damage that is what's going to give us trouble here in Caelid now, right? It's the fact that everything now has more hit points. And it's the jump between hit points from enemies in Limgrave to Liurnia isn't that big of a jump. The jump in hit points and enemies from Liurnia to Caelid is a massive jump. So, just something to be aware of, right? And if you haven't been following the guide and you've been playing, you know, your own build, you know, some sort of dex build, or, you know, some sort of weird arcane build or an intellect build at this point, and you've been on the struggle bus and you're like, oh, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about, he's, you know, there's no way he's he's done the content as many times as he has. Like, this just isn't working for me. This guy's bullshit. Well, to be fair, you're not actually watching the guide, or doing what, and you're not following the guide, right? Because if you were following the guide, you wouldn't be playing your special build, right? It's your special build that's the problem. Like, if you want a special build, that's fine. Alright, this isn't the only thing for Elden Ring I'm going to be releasing on this channel. I'm working on specific build guides for things. It takes time to get through the content. I'm doing a live stream for 4 hours every day, plus I'm recording at least 5 videos for the walkthrough to break it up into smaller chunks, easier to follow. Like, I'm doing all that, and then also I'm doing actual specific build guides, right? So it's going to take time to get the content released, but it's going to get there. I'm not going to do a walkthrough for every build. I picked the most solid build to get us through the content in the least stressful way, right? So if you're doing something else and you're having a problem, that problem is your problem. That problem is not my problem. You can see we've had no problems, right? So any problems that you're having are self-created. So, you know, tough titty said the kitty, I suppose. Get over it. Get good. That's the answer. If you're not following the build guide and you're having a problem, the only and you refuse, even though now you could go respec, right? You could go respec. You could go to Renala. You could be like, okay, Tainurn, you're right. I'm having a problem. What am I to do? Okay, well, here's what you're to do. You see my stats there on the left-hand page, level 72? Without any trinkets, that should be your stats. Grab yourself Bloodhound's Fang. Make it +6 if you've got enough Sombering Stones. We should have enough Sombering Stones for you to get +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, and +6. If you have another weapon that requires Sombering to get to +6, well, now you can get another one to +6. Alright, so fix your Bloodhound's Fang. Fix your stats. Alright, well that doesn't... Subtract 5 from each of those because we got our Rune Arc on. Then, grab yourself the Dragon Shield Crest Talisman that we picked up earlier. Grab yourself Urge Tree's Favor that we picked up earlier. And grab yourself the Green Turtle Talisman that we picked up basically at the start of the game. Put all that on. You know, wear heavy enough armor to where you're, you know, no more than a medium load. If it says heavy load, you're wearing too much armor, so take off some pieces. Start with your headpiece, then move to your gloves, and then your chest piece. And just fix your shit. And if you're like, but Tainurn, I don't have any larval tears. It's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man, because we've got 2. And we used 1. So we've picked up 3 larval tears. Right? And we've got 2. So we've used 1. We've respec'd ourselves. We changed up some stuff. And, you know, we're about to get another larval tear. So if you don't have any larval tears, and you're like, oh, but I can't. I don't have any larval tears. What am I supposed to do? Well, shut up. Pay attention. And we're gonna get another larval tear. So be quiet. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're creating problems for yourself, that's on you, right? Don't expect me to fix your problems for you. I gave you the solution at the very beginning. The very beginning, I said you have the freedom to do exactly what you're told. And if you're like, that's not enough freedom for me, and now you're having all these problems, well, that's your own fault. So if you kill this guy, he's going to turn into a troll with a flaming sword. Alright, kill the troll with the flaming sword. Just, you know, your standard troll rules. Do charged heavies. Crit to the face. Charged heavy. Charged heavy. And he'll die. And when he dies, we're gonna get a larval tear. Okay? So now, no excuses. You can go respec and you can fix yourself. But if you don't fix yourself at this point, all of the problems that you're experiencing are 100% your fault. I have given you the solution. So from there, from that troll, you're just going to head east. And you're going to come to this church. It's a dragon communion shrine. There's a banished knight in here. Sometimes there's a banished knight in here. Sometimes he's off over here staring at the sunset. But you know, right now he's in here. So we'll go and kill him. Weapon art. Single swing. I should bring him down. Let's go ahead. Pick up our Ancient Dragon Apostles cookbook. And if you want to play with dragon abilities, we're going to get some later because we'll have the ability to use them. This right here, you want this for like your end of the game, like your one of the achievements. So we'll want to pick that up later. But we have enough dragon hearts so we could get, you know, a bunch of these, but we can't use them right now, so we're gonna hold off. We got the grace. We're just gonna go ahead and rest at the grace. Make it daytime. Remember, there's a banished knight that's just wandering around in here, so, you know, be cognizant of your surroundings. He might just be on top of you once you come out of your little rest. And we want to head back up to the road. I don't think there's any loot on top of that one. Oh, you know what? We missed some loot over by the big dragon. We're gonna go back and grab that. So, off to the right here, there's another dragon. We are not gonna fight this dragon. We're just gonna go around the dragon. And we're gonna grab our grace. Alright, we want this grace for later. So this dragon here, he does rot. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of right about here. We're gonna put a marker. We're gonna put a skull. All right. And then we're gonna go put another marker there. And we're gonna go back to our Cathedral of Dragon Communion. So this is like an upgraded cathedral, because we got a cathedral before, and if you notice, like, Whenever you kill the dragon and you'd go back, like some of the spells wouldn't be there. That's because you need the upgraded one to get them, and they're here, right? So all of the more powerful dragon spells are going to be there. So, you know, when you just want to pick up a dragon spell, just go to the one here in Caelid instead, and you should be able to get everything that you need. That one has all of the spells, not just a couple. Alright, so from here, as you can see, this is where we were at the beginning of the game. Right? But we want to go in there, but we want to go in there in a minute. We're not going to go there quite yet. Instead, this is where we got our map fragment. Just going to head south from there. We want to come around. And we want to go in this hole. Right. Pick up the windy crystal tear. These birds are going to be on us, which is fine. Gonna jump down. Grab your golden seed. We're gonna head to a grace. Just keep running. Run past the dogs. Alright. We're just gonna go to a grace. Past the dogs. Alright. We're just gonna go to a grace. So right in front of us there, that is our next legacy dungeon. That's Redmane Castle. We have enough. We're going to go ahead and level up. We're going to put one into strength. And so Redmane Castle, eventually that's where Radahn's going to be. Radahn's not there yet, but we're not going to do Redmane Castle quite yet. So from the Grace, just going to head like northwest. There's going to be this little path here. Stay on the path. And then when you get to the road, sort of make a left. There's a bird here, and there's this beetle here. It's a trap, but we're going to get the beetle anyway. And the bird's going to come down. That's alright. Once we get the beetle, once we got the beetle, we're just going to run, and we're going to open this door. When you're opening the door, you have iframes, so you don't got to worry about the bird. Just spam your roll button. Spam roll, alright, and then the bird can't come in the door. Out there, it's having a fit. And just go ahead and rest the Grace. So these catacombs are kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. They're full of rot. The entire ground is rot. Right? And oh yeah, I forgot. Undead. Alright, so we want our sacred sword. And we're just gonna run. Because not only is the ground rot, but those flowers, they also do rot. Okay? So we're just gonna get rotted on top of rot. So we're just gonna ignore that. We'll deal with the skeletons as they come up. But largely we're going to ignore the plants. Let's deal with the skeletons. We don't want to deal with the rot as much as we have to. Okay. That's a false wall. We're gonna kill this plant here. So we got rotted. It's alright. And then we got our Miranda Sprout ashes. Go ahead and flame cleanse me. And get out of the rot. Once we're out of the rot, we kind of want to save our mana a little bit. What rotted me? Oh well. They're just going to keep spewing rot anyway. So we're just going to keep running. Back over here. Get that. And there's a lot of rot. Once you get to this pillar, open the false door, and right in front of you is going to be the boss door. Now, I can't remember what this boss is. We're going to do Flame Cleanse Me, pop a potion. Our Bloodhound's Fang. Go inside. Oh, it's a Cemetery Shade. We'll use our Sacred Weapon. And we'll kill the boss. There's no root resin. So whenever you're doing like the catacombs and stuff and they have this tree here, always check the base of the tree for root resin. Pretty rare, so you want to get as much of it as you can. Okay, so now we've basically done everything up to the Impassable Great Bridge, minus the swamp and the Celia town here. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to go to Inner Aeonia. And we're about to get invaded by Millicent. Let's go ahead and sort our chest. So if you saw that like rapid fire move, that is a, oh, how would you put it? It's not really a bug. And I hate to be like, oh, my controller, blah, blah, blah. Remember when you were little kids and, you know, when something in a game didn't go our way, we're like, oh, my controller made me do it. So we're going to go here and we're going to go here first. Okay. So we got everything from here. The reason why we're coming back here is I think I just want to make sure that we ended up skipping one of the, there's an Ash of War that's in the lake, and we kind of want to avoid the middle of the lake right at the moment, because the middle of the lake is where Millicent will invade, right? So there's specific spots where she'll invade, but we can avoid those. And okay, so it looks like we got the Ash of War that's here. Just wanted to check that. But now So right here is one of her invasion spots. She's not invading. Okay, now she's invading. You don't want to fight her in the rot, right? And you also don't want to have to fight a clean rot knight at the same time. So there's Millicent there. We're just gonna go ahead and drop down here. Alright, so we got Scarlet Rot on us. We want to kill this guy here real quick. And we want to Flame Cleanse me. Get rid of the Scarlet Rot. Oh, got the Clean Rot Knight armor. We're just building up that Scarlet Rot. So now that Millicent's down, she won't invade again. But you want, before you continue, you want to trigger her invasion, right? So you can completely miss her quest if you don't trigger her invasion. So you want to trigger her invasion. And then just go back to our grace here. And then around the back of our grace is this big tree. Inside the big tree, there's a boss. This first little entrance here has a gold summon sign. And so we're going to use that. And so we're going to summon Pollyanna. And we're going to summon our Spirit Ashes. We're going to use our potion. And we're going to bless our Bloodhound thing. Now we're going to go fight the boss. So this boss here, he's going to summon Spirit Ashes up. And they're going to shoot at us. So now that Pollyanna and our Spirit Ashes are fighting the boss, we can go here. You can clean these guys up. Alright, so now that they're cleaned up, we can go ahead and fight the boss. I guess Pollyanna was fighting on her own. He's going to do that big old rot hurricane. You don't want to be in the middle of that when it goes off. And we took a little bit of rot damage, that's fine. But you don't want to stay in that. Alright, he builds up rot real fast. Go ahead and cleanse. Let's get our Black Flame back. Or Blood Flame, rather. So Pollyanna, she's not going to last much longer in this fight. But she's done what we wanted her to do. Alright, he's summoning up some more. Okay. And he's almost down. We'll go ahead, we'll take him down. Weapon art should do it. Nope. Guess not. And we're out of weapon arts at this point because we're out of mana. But we got him down. Got the Commander Standard and the Unalloyed Gold Needle. So that's another item that you need before you progress into Celia Town. So before you go past this point, you want to do your Millicent invasion, and you want to kill what's his nuts here. And then once that's done, you can head east out the back. And there's going to be this beetle here. It's an exploding one. So hit it, run away, get your Sacred Ring of Light. So that is what the Clean Rot Knights, that's what they shoot at you. So we're just going to head along the back here. Over the tree root. Go ahead and grab our grace. He leaves us a message. Okay. Pick up our rotten stray ashes. So that will summon our own rot dogs. Okay. And so from our grace, we're just going to head up the stairs. Turn to the right. Keep following this road. Once you get out this gate, on the left, you're going to see this dog just chilling. If you get close enough, he will come after you. But if you just come up the backside and just go into the shack, he'll just leave you alone.
I'd hoped to ask a strapping. Don't fret. Should you accept, I will teach you. Then I need your name resting at... Oh, as promised. Go on. Now let me... Well, the work of a... Can you give me... As well made as it... Can as well made...
Okay. And then once you talk to him, we're going to head back into the Celia Town. Largely, you can ignore these mages. Like, they are going to shoot stuff. And we will have to, like, kill them. But, you know, they vanish. There's actually a way to, later in the game, to actually, like, see them when they go to teleport. But we don't have access to that yet. So there's a torch that you can get. It's the, I believe it's called the Sentinel Torch. It allows you to see invisible things. So like these guys here, it'll allow you to see them when they go invisible to move. Right? So, but we don't get that until like much later. Much later. And in order to get to that area of the game, you have to go through here. Right, so unfortunately, as far as like seeing the bad guys, we're gonna be on the struggle bus a little bit, but we should be all right. And as long as we don't die, these guys won't respawn. So basically this entire town here is a puzzle. And there's oh, there's these seals around the town that you have to open up. In order to do that, you have to pull levers. There's, you know, some other loot as well. So right now we're just going around and we're just making it easier for us to grab our loot after we pull all the levers. And we're picking up, you know, stray loot if we see it. There's one piece of loot down here. Sort of, out of our way. So we'll go back up and we'll grab it. Right here. This little poison bloom. But it's not on any of our paths to get loot. So we'll just pick that up now. And I think that guy's it. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Put up on torrent. Grab your golden seed. Go ahead and drop down here. And you're going to jump up there. Pop off torrent. Go ahead and climb up the ladder. Get up the ladder. Pull or light the flame. Alright, and that's going to open up a seal. So before we go and we look for all of the seals, we're just going to open all of them up. Alright, so from here, you're just going to jump here. Drop down. Drop. Grab that. Back up on torrent. Back up here. And we're going to go this way. Here. Just going to jump across here. Then here. Then here. Okay. Then you want to go there. And then you want to shoot this with a bow. Oh, being teleported right next to us. Means it teleport back. Alright, and you get double slash. Jump across here. That up, stone sword key. Back. Grab torrent. Oh, climb up here. Fight that fire. Drop. Right. Climb up this branch here. Drop off. And climb up here. Light the flame. Come around the side. Drop there. Grab torrent. Jump. Jump. Grab your cerulean tear scarab. And then jump across here. Grab your toxic mushroom. And now we're going to go check those seals, right? So from the toxic mushroom, let's come back around. And there was a seal right here. Now it's a chest. Open the chest. We got an imbued sword key. So now we have both imbued sword keys that we need for the 4 belfries. To open up the rest of the other 2 towers. Alright, pick up Night Comet. From the, if you just come to the stairs here and go down the main street here, you'll see the treasure chest on your left, and then the last seal right here. Open this up. Spell Drake Talisman +1. Boost your magic defense. So we're gonna go up the stairs. Actually, not yet. We're not gonna go up the stairs yet. But before we do that, actually, let's go fight the boss. We should be totally fine to fight the boss. Go ahead and buff up. Pop our flask. Head inside. Summon our skeletons. And these guys are real fast and fancy, but they don't have a lot of hit points. They do a lot of damage though, so they're like glass cannons. But our skeletal militiamen will largely distract them and give us a chance to get in some damage and then take them out. Once they're dead, you get the Nox Flowing Sword, and this here will open. Got that. And that's the Lusat's Glintstone Staff. We're gonna grab this Grace. And then from here, we want to go back and talk to Gowry. Should be good to talk to him now. If not, we might need to rest at a Grace. And that's fine. Okay. up. Let's go talk to this guy.
Can you give me that's well made?
Alright, so we need to Rest of the Grace. That's fine. We're just gonna go to Heart of Aeonia. Alright, from there, we're just gonna head east. And then back to the shack.
I have awaited the needle. Will you give it to? I will reward.
Okay. So we got the unalloyed golden needle.
A wretched.
Alright, from there, we're gonna head back into Celia Town. And we're just gonna run. Okay, we've got all the loot from here. Well, we don't need anything that they got. All the doors are open. Grab this grace. And we're just gonna run. There's gonna be a ball that spawns in. I think there's gonna be about 2 of them. Should be fine for us. They're not gonna spawn behind us. They're gonna spawn in front of us. Yeah, see, there's a ball. Just move out the way. It spawns in front of us, so it's easier for us to deal with. Not get hit. If you're getting hit by those balls, I don't know what to tell you. You can see them coming. Like the ones that spawn behind you, I can kind of understand. I mean, you do get a little magic flash, like right behind you. You can barely, you can see it a little bit when it happens, but you know, the ones behind, kind of understand. We're gonna talk through in a minute, but before we do, we're gonna loot. We want to pick up as many of these as we can. The sacramental buds, these don't respawn. So once you pick these, they're picked. They're done. But you need these to make the preserving boluses to counter rot. So we want to pick up as many of these as possible. And we are going to go talk to Millicent here in a second. All right, I believe that's all of them. Oh, there's one more. Okay, so now we're going to talk to Millicent here.
Well, my flesh, it is a curse.
Give her the needle.
That I quell, but never mind. I would rather trust and simply. Would you mind? Well.
Okay. So she passes out. Go ahead, rest in this grace. And here's what I mean, like, they don't respawn. So whenever you rest in a grace, everything respawns. But as you can see, all of the stalks that had sacramental buds on them are now gone. All of the ones that we picked, they're all gone. So they don't respawn now. And so we'll talk to her again.
My apologies. Everything is as even the nightmares. Not that I could ever.
She's gonna give us the Prosteras heirloom.
Destiny. It's all thanks. My name is Miller. I'm with the needle. My destiny.
Alright. She starts talking about her destiny. She's done talking. Now she's gone. We're gonna teleport from here, but before we do that, do a couple things first. First, we want to spend our runes. Alright, so let's spend our runes. We got a bunch. Spend them. We're gonna add a charge to our flask. Yes. Sacred tier. Yes. Level up. 1 point into Dex. Okay, and from here, we're just gonna head kind of north. Well, northeast first. We're gonna grab this. It's our Starlight Shard. And just keep heading north. All these skeletons are gonna raise up behind you. Keep going north. There's a battle mage here. You want to kill the battle mage. Okay. Get your stone club. Grab your beast blood. Right behind the battle mage here, you're gonna pop the invisible wall. Go ahead and pop your lantern. And we want this grace for later. So this, we're gonna do this dungeon later. It's part of a story quest, but we're not gonna get it now. Oh, I'm gonna take a couple of minutes. I need to use the restroom. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, did I miss the grace? There should be a grace here. Like right inside. Did I miss it? We want to grab the grace. But I'm not seeing the grace. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we got the grace. We're going to need that for later. For now, we don't need it. Alright, so go ahead and go back. So we're going to go to the heart of Aeonia. Alright. And then Gallery Shack, we're going to talk to Millicent here.
Something. So I decided, but I've only found. Perhaps. Well, I must stay.
Okay, and when she says I must stay strong, that means her dialogue there is done. Travel back to Heart of Aeonia. And then go back to Gallery Shack.
Thank you for giving the. Understand?
Then
You've been
talk to Gowry.
of the lost. Oh, indeed. It seems, however, no. As I've is to be.
And then one more time.
Please make so like her mother. But come on. Do you?
Okay. And once he says, do you need something else from me? That means we're done. Then we're going to go back up here to Church of the Plague. We want to make it daytime. From there, we head out the side here. We don't have to deal with those guys there. Let's follow the road around. Curve back around and to the left. Now we got to deal with this. So remember, they will shoot poison. Okay, but poison's not too big of a deal for us to handle. Especially since all these bats, they're not coming at us all at once. So that makes bats easier for us to deal with. He doesn't want to come down. We'll get him with an arrow in a second. Okay. They're down. We got one more here. And that's it for them. This bat. Okay. Climb up this here. This bat. Grab your rune item. Got one more bat. What do I do with the bat? That's done. Then we got some demi-humans over here. Deal with those. There's quite a few. I think that's all of them. Okay. Got some butterflies. We're gonna come around here. We're gonna deal with Mr. Troll. So if you go in to Celia Town from the front, he's going to be throwing these pots at you. But since we went in from the side, we didn't have to deal with that. Okay, so he's done. There. You want to go in here? There's going to be some more invisible mages in here. Going to take them out. That's all the invisible mages. Black key bolts. Your golden rune 4. And we're just gonna head up towards this ruined tower up here. And we're gonna kill this Bloodhound Knight. Okay. And pick up Eternal Darkness. So from there, we need to pick up some loot that I said that we had that we forgot to get. So we're going to go do that now. So we got Grail's Dragon Barrow. Remember there was that big dragon that was just sitting in here that we like swung our sword at for like 5 minutes? Well, to the left of that, there's this giant skull here, and we're going to climb it. When we get to the top, Smithing Stone 7, Smithing Stone 7, Stone Sword Key, and a Smithing Stone 8. Alright. And then from there, we're going to come down here, the Minor Erd Tree. So there's an Erd Tree Avatar. And what else is left before we do Redbane Castle? That's it. There's an Erd Tree Avatar here. There's some catacombs down here. There's a dragon here. And then there's 2 Night Riders left. And a Deathbird. So we can do the Night Riders. Oh yeah, and then there's that one other boss. That other boss is going to be a real pain, and I don't think we can beat it. We will give it a try, though. Okay, so from here, so there's the road. We don't want to take the road. right? Instead, we want to come up the side, and we want to go around the back. And so you see this route here. We want to drop that route there. Come around the side of the tree. We're gonna get a lot of these guardians here that are gonna spawn up. Be able to take them out. Oh, we got the Guardian Spear. It's a really good dex weapon. Okay. And so we're just gonna drop here. You can already see him here. We're gonna drop here. Gonna kill this guy. Get our rune arc. Gonna drop here. And we're gonna drop here. Okay, before we go any further, take you out. Are we done yet? No? We done yet? Guys up there, they're gonna come try. No? Okay. So let's talk about the Erd Tree avatars in Caelid. So the other Erd Tree avatars, they do holy damage with their special attacks and whatnot. We haven't seen a lot of those. But when they do the ground slam, or when they do, what is it? They do ground slam, and they do a couple other abilities. They summon holy, right? They do holy damage, holy explosion, stuff like that. Well, these guys do rot. And just like everything else in Caelid, they're going to have more hit points than their non-Caelid counterparts that we've had to deal with so far. So, I'm going to go ahead and buff up. And we're going to use our skeletons here. And then we're going to go in. Oi. Oi. Alright. He's doing the rot. That has a long range. So we kind of want to get some distance when he does that. But it only goes out in front. So if we're behind him when he does that, that's totally fine. We're totally in the clear. But as you can see, we only got hit by a little bit. And we're already like super in the deep with the rock. Alright, and so now he's down. It's going to give us our Green Burst Crystal tier and our Flame Shrouding Crack tier. And then behind him is Catacombs. But that is the end of the old stream here. So we'll do the Catacombs a different day. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.